Hi, benchwarmers. So, we got a question from Morty about warm up and basically what to do for a warm up.
What to do for warm up for a sport, I guess.
Yeah,
for
basically.
athletes and what the go-to is.
Yeah, what we would recommend.
You know, I think from previous episodes and stuff, obviously warm up and mobility and stuff is very important.
Yeah.
And I think in social leagues it tends to be missed a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Do you warm up?
For social? I don't, and I should. I really should. And there was a time where I was, because I was getting sore. And the thing is, and that's the problem. You shouldn't, You do it, you get better, and then once you're better,
you stop doing it. Yeah.
Mm.
Sucks.
Actually, I lie. I probably warm up doing some skills. Like I'll do some pepper and stuff.
Yep.
But I probably don't do a full-on mobility warm up.
Proper warm up.
And you should.
Yeah. Definitely should.
Definitely.
I think a lot of people don't because they don't know what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they probably I guess you want it to be individualized as with anything.
Yeah.
So if you obviously have any injuries or niggles or anything that you're trying to work through specifically, definitely chat to your physio.
Yeah. And that's probably a question I get a lot as a physio, actually. Should I be doing certain things? Particularly with younger athletes and stuff, should I be doing? And I think a lot of coaches nowadays are pretty good with doing those kind of dynamic warm-ups.
Yep.
But, when it goes to outside of kids, and it's when you put on...
When you're an adult and you have to do it yourself.
You're the one who has to do it. I think it kind of goes downhill a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah. It's, I think it's pretty interesting. If I think of every time that I've pretty much been injured playing sport, has basically been because I've skimped on the warm up, or I wasn't mentally prepared. Yeah.
Which I think I feel like who are really good at warm ups is runners. I feel like any runner, marathon runner, triathlon person
they're always pretty good.
They're always pretty good with it.
They're super diligent.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, and they'll generally I think take recovery pretty seriously as well. But I think warm ups should be specific and tailored to people is kind of the main thing. And tailored to not just the person, but tailored to the sport that they're playing.
100%.
Is the other thing. So, if you're, a soccer player, it's going to be probably a bit of a different warm-up to a volleyball player versus surfer. Your environment, and then what body parts you'll be using and the demands on those body parts will obviously change what kind of warm-up you want to be doing. So I thought we'd just chat, I guess, about different exercises that we would like to add into warm up, or if you've got any go-to exercises that you'll, I guess we're being a little bit generic here, but different things that you'll like to include in your warm up or warm ups that you give to people. Have you got any I guess protocols, or have you got any specific things that you'll do for any particular injuries, or for clients, or?
I actually tend to see a lot more gym-based people as well. So probably a lot of those gym-based people, don't do mobility or anything.
Yeah.
But they are pretty good with activations. But for instance, if they're going to do a heavy barbell squat, they'll at least do no weight.
Yep.
Warm up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
As it should be.
As it should be. But generally miss a bit of the mobility, hip mobility kind of things. And that's actually something I'm probably getting into more recently, and I actually struggle with the hip mobility.
Hip mobility is actually really hard.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things that you kind of take for granted when you're younger.
Yeah.
And then I guess if you have an injury, or not even if you have an injury, but if you have an injury, or if you do a lot of heavy lifting or things like that, your mobility stuff kind of just gets pushed to the wayside.
And I think a lot of the spaces in warm-ups and things are going, that between static and dynamic stretching, which obviously warming up you want that dynamic stretching, but I almost think you almost want that control and activation with along that dynamic. It's not just doing leg swings.
No.
I remember when I was younger, we would just do leg swings.
Leg swings, yeah, I remember those days, and like scarecrows and like like with the bars, and just do like a bunch of like shoulder mobility stuff.
Yeah, it's like you want to go to the end of range, but be controlled and activate in that range.
Yeah,
and really push the mobility, but in a controlled way, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that space is going now.
Yeah.
So I tend to like, for me, maybe with more that background in volleyball as well, I like to do a bit of stability kind of stuff as well, like single leg arabesque kind of ones. I just love an arabesque.
It's a good stretch.
But but Hannah just showed me the hip rotation one, which I knew was a
component.
Progression.
Yeah, progression.
I guess, but I struggled.
We attempted it.
I struggle at that one. If you watch our social media this week,
we'll be posting.
It might be a bit difficult. But I think going through that elite sport, I really got hammered with the warm up, and so I already knew some techniques and things to do. Whereas I think people who might not have that kind of background,
wouldn't probably know.
Yeah.
I think like firstly with like warm ups, I guess what the evidence basically says about warm ups is that shouldn't be any further out than 30 minutes before you play. So if you're warming up an hour before your game, if you finish warming up, say 40 minutes before your game, that warm up is essentially like null and void. There's like you've basically kind of missed the window. You need to be playing within about 30 minutes of finishing your warm up, and about a 30-minute warm up is pretty much what you want. Anything beyond that, and you start to get like elements of fatigue start creeping in, and then that increases your risk of injury. But you want it to be structured, so you want it to be very specific for what you're doing. You want it to be, components of the warm-up to be on the environment or in the environment that you're going to be playing in. And you also want to have kind of, I guess, that mental preparation. So, components of like if it's ball sports, you want some skills. You want some skills in it. You also want to be, like you said, getting that activation through range, in terms of like warm up, like getting your muscles kind of working. And then obviously if you have an injury, or if there's something that you have had an injury with, or something you need to protect, particularly for certain sports, then there's some really good evidence to be doing specific exercises for like part of like injury prevention. So if you've had like an ankle injury, you want to be doing some specific almost simulation of the sport that you're going to be playing for your ankle, and you want to be doing it with really good quality, and you want to have good control, and obviously you don't want to be having any kind of like pain, and you want to be confident essentially in it as well. Have you got any like go-to mobility or like exercises you do? I
guess with like going through that whole tournament kind of base with international tournaments and things, first part of it is I foam roll or stretch or just kind of wake up my muscles a little bit. But then more going into those activations. I love a good Jefferson curl or inchworm, sorry. Into kind of a plank position, working on my core, doing that kind of thing, which I think we've got a video doing that. Although I'm a very tall person, so
you can see that on the video. The short versus tall.
So I love a bit of that. Love doing the ankles, bit of stability, calf raises, single leg calf raises, pogos, kind of thing. But I think a lot of it's like you said, when you're in that team kind of aspect, I think we all do the sport together. And I think a lot of that school-based stuff, you all do the sport together. But again, with the social leagues, it's kind of more on you to do it.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't really know. What do you do, I guess? Do you kind of structure it the same way every time, or?
I think it really, for me, like depends on what sport I'm doing. I would say like, so like indoor. If I've played indoor, it tends to be more like start with a little bit of like skills based or like ball warm up. Then depending on how I'm feeling, I'll sort of potentially do like some like calf exercises. So like potentially some calf raises, some jumping. I tend to do like some single leg, like forward bounds, lateral bounds, that kind of stuff, just to try and like focus on like my landing and the quality of my landing.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, you know, you're hitting warm up, you're serving warm up, those kind of things. Sometimes I'll try and do a little bit of like, just like change of direction, like fast, I guess, some running, that kind of stuff. If I'm doing like gym-based stuff, then I tend to focus a little bit more like mobility-based stuff. So like I like doing one that I've recently tried to start getting into a little bit more, and I'm not very good at it, which is why I'm trying to get into it more, is like your 90-90 hip switches.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. Yeah, as well. Yeah.
I notice if I don't do it for like a week, I just go straight back. Like I have to be really consistent with it. But I've like had like, I guess a couple of niggles with like adductors and glutes and that kind of thing as well. So that's why I've been trying to do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mobility, like thoracic mobility, hammies, been trying to do more hammies stuff because I suck at hammies.
Yeah.
And then if it's like rebound or beach, I'll do a pretty short warm up. Like I don't love doing a big warm up. It's mostly skills, but I'll normally do something for my ankle as well. So I'll do like some calf raises or again, like jumping, landing, that kind of stuff. Hopping like different directions, that kind of stuff, just to try and get it going a little bit, like make myself feel, I think a lot of it's just confidence as well and trusting things.
Yeah, I definitely feel probably my shoulders probably when I'm going through a tournament is the hardest thing to warm up. Only because when I start doing hitting warm-ups or something like that, I still feel like I'm not there yet.
To
do a hitting warm-up. So I do try and, in the past anyway, so I do try to really warm up my shoulders or activate my shoulders, and I tend to do that more with bands. I guess. Bands are lovely. Obviously rotating exercises. Not like your typical like,
they need to be, again, like specific. Into
so,
sport.
Overhead athletes, like throwing athletes up here all the time. I love a good banded.
Like Sharapova?
Is that what you call that one?
Yeah.
Right.
It's called a like banded Sharapova.
Right.
You can do it with a roller as well against a wall.
Yeah. I love that. I burn.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I get like 3 reps in and I'm just like...
It's a good one.
Struggle straight.
It's the band around your arms. You're trying to do this outwards.
And not letting your elbows flare. Everybody always lets their elbows flare.
And also they do the biceps.
Yeah.
They won't do... So your shoulders... elbows at 90 and you're trying to lift your shoulders up. Above your head.
Yeah. Everyone does this.
Everyone does that or that.
Yeah. It's so funny.
But you feel it in your shoulders.
Yeah.
And it really helps me warm up my shoulders for sure.
I love adding it to like a progression of like a Pilates scooter.
Yeah.
If people are doing like a scooter or like a lunge and they're like, this is too easy, I'll literally be like, band on, Sharapova, hold.
Yeah.
And if you can hold and keep your elbows in while you're doing that, then we can progress to like an actual Sharapova. It's like one of my favorite progressions just because people suck at it so much.
Yeah.
And then they're like, this is this is too easy. And you're just like, okay, let's do this. And then they're just like, oh my God, this is so hard.
And you're also take away stability because you're trying to focus on 2 things at once a little bit. Yeah. That's a good idea.
I like doing that.
I do like that one. That one's probably a go-to warm-up one. I mean, I also just like getting a long band and like getting around for like shoulder mobility.
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot in the gym with the sticks or the dowels. I really love a good dowel warm-up.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I actually really find like I feel a lot freer after I've done some of that stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, some of them go really quickly, but I like just going slow
through range,
and getting through range. With that. And then once I'm good, I'll go in a bit closer.
Yeah.
See if I can get it
Do you
out
do any like around the world ones? I love around the world.
Around the world's good too. I tried to do that, so I took my mum to the gym once just to try and get her to do stuff, and we started up with a warm up. I tried to get her to do that.
Was she bending her elbow?
No, she just couldn't get past.
Oh,
and she couldn't
just keep going wider.
She just got to here. then that was it. She's like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, how about you just go there and go back
and just
down and just try and like go around a little. Just started.
It's so funny. I've seen people do it like on the ground, and they do that like on the ground as well. So then they like can't really cheat with like thoracic extension as well.
I like the idea of doing it, but I haven't done it where you half kneel against a wall. You're trying to do the thoracic extension.
Yeah, like a thoracic opener. You can do like the ones where you're also like coming across and then adding like a tip either ways as well. I'm not great at that. I don't know if my hips actually just suck at that.
So many different mobility things.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's overwhelming for people. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
There's really no
right or wrong way. It's something.
Something.
Something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
And it's something that makes you feel like you are ready to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. So I will like post injury, I'll often give people like something quite structured.
Yeah.
So like I've had and I try to base it as well, like on a program that I know exists for like a particular like injury or a particular sport. So like the FIFA, like I was saying before, like the FIFA 11 Plus is it's a warm-up, it's an injury prevention warm-up that's specifically designed for soccer. And so it's got kind of all of the main components that you want in a warm-up, and it is specific for soccer, but it really can be like tweaked and tailored for basically any running sport that has change of direction, balance, kicking, anything like that. Because the thing that I really like about it is it's a good progression. So it starts with like your basic activation exercises, but then it also has like trunk components to it. It's got like some good progression. So it's got things like a side plank with a leg abduction, which is like a stability component for your trunk, but then also like an active component for your hips. And it's like a challenging exercise, and then it's got balance exercises. So because it's designed for team sports, there's like throwing, standing on a single leg and a teammate's throwing a ball at you in different directions. So it's got like some reflexes, it's got some balance, it's got some proprioception, and then it's also like team specific as well, which I really like. So I have used that one for like a few ACLs where I've just tweaked a few things depending on what the person kind of presents as, things I know that they've struggled with, what type of graft they've had, like what we know that they will likely need some more of, and then also like how their rehab's gone. Just tweak it based on that, which is I think nice as well, because then you can kind of give someone a handout as well and be like, this is what I want you to do, and this is why the evidence says that this is a good program. Or these are the important components of a program that we need, which I like. So I've used that one a few times, which is cool.
Have you come across anyone, I guess, in that team environment where maybe it is school kids, or I've had a couple where I don't think they warm up as well, and had to talk to coaches or anything like that?
I've had to definitely talk to parents and like send letters to coaches. I guess like most of my experiences with coaches, they generally have pretty good warm-ups, or at least team warm-ups. I've had people though, like who have been doing a team warm-up and they were meant to do their own little bit of activation and stuff, and they haven't, and then they've like in the middle of their team warm-up like torn their hammy. And you're like, cool. And you're like, oh, you tore that 8 weeks ago. Did you do all of your activation stuff? And they're like, oh, nah. And you're like, well, there you go. That's why you need to do this. So
I think from an elite sport perspective, we definitely, it's on our own self to do a prehab stuff before we do our team warm-up. But then being from a coach, just coaching like training.
Juniors and...
and just social coaching as well. I think getting the buy-in for a lot of that, like, come on, let's do our team warm-up and stuff. It's kind of a bit difficult. I do like to do more of a game warm-up just to make it fun as well. Like, just like tennis but volleyball and things
Yeah.
like that, where they're actually running around and maybe doing reactive stuff, but
Yeah.
it's not like a full-on jumping and hitting.
Yeah.
kind of
I actually
thing.
saw a really funny game
Ooh.
today at the rugby.
Yep.
That they did warm-up games.
Yep.
So this is like, you know, you've done your prehab, like you've done all
Yep.
of your warm-up activation stuff. And by that, I just mean like a little bit of foam rolling. If you know that you have an ankle injury, like do some calf raises, do
Yep.
like some hops,
Stability,
do some
yeah.
stability, like, you know, spend 5 minutes on it. But the game, it was really funny to watch like a bunch of like grown men basically just like, it was, yeah. So basically one guy, the coach or someone,
Yeah.
just had like a racket and a tennis ball, and all the boys had to like line up in like this semicircle, and he would just hit the ball randomly at them at like different paces, different heights, different like directions, kind of everything, and they had to one-handed like try and catch the ball.
Yeah.
And if they caught it, great, they got to move up the line, and if they missed it, then they had to go to the back of the line.
Yeah.
And it was actually so funny just watching these like grown men just like fight over these like little like tennis balls and like these reactions and
So I think a lot of it, like the reactive kind of switching on those, you know,
before the warm up as well.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I think it gets your head in the right place,
Yeah.
and then it's also like fun,
Yeah.
which I think is nice, like to like kind of blow off a little bit of steam, and
Yeah.
and then also like working as an individual in a team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which I think is also kind of a cool component. But
The Rolleroos girls at the end of their team warm up, they'll just get into pairs and they'll do mirror for the whole length of the court. And essentially, you do whatever you want, and you just like the other person has to mimic what you're doing.
that's cool.
So it can kind of be funny. Some of
Yeah.
the girls in our team can do the worm, so they always just do the worm.
Oh my
And
god.
like do handstands and things like that. Just like make
Just
it
to
wacky.
like fuck
And
other
other
people
girls
up.
just do dance moves.
Yep.
Yes, but it's just fun, I guess, that way
I
as
like
well.
that.
Yeah, but it's nice and easy.
I feel like
guess.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then obviously you got the clap and run, sprint, like reactive stuff as well.
Yeah,
So we do
yeah.
all of it.
I feel like I've always done like a lot of like suicide runs.
Oh,
My coaches used to always make us do
Yeah.
suicide runs. I
'cause
hated
see, and
them.
that's the thing, you don't like it. So it's
Oh.
like, do you want to, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
you
Or
need-
10
you need
up.
to
Did
make
you ever
it
do
a bit
10 up?
fun.
I feel like I've always done that. I've always had like a lot of like punishment based
Yeah.
training.
I feel like coaching's trying to get away from a bit of that. I
Yeah.
think it's hard
It
because
was like my OG coaches where they were just like rough.
Yeah, I like.
They
the
also
idea
weren't
of if
volleyball
you
coaches.
lose, like the other team picks your punishment.
Yeah.
That's fun. That because it makes you want to win.
That's a
sometimes.
fun one. That's cool.
Yeah,
Hopefully that dishwasher's not in this.
yeah. I do like the idea of warm up games though, because then it's just fun. You know,
Yeah.
for like kids and stuff, it's fun.
Yeah.
Get them warmed up
Yeah.
accordingly. But yeah, definitely need to try and do those more, I guess, specific kind of
Yeah.
warm-ups as well.
Yeah.
Activations and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I hope that answers Woody's question.
Audie, let us know if that answers. Yeah, I feel like it's hard to be like,
Yeah.
I guess, really specific.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like for, you know, jumping sports, obviously knees and ankles,
Yep.
squats, things like that.
Yep.
Overhead sports, things where you use your shoulders,
Yeah,
obviously shoulder
yeah.
mobility, things
yeah.
like that.
And then like I like the like whole body almost one, like plank
Yeah,
with a twist,
core,
plank,
yeah.
shoulder taps, like inchworms, like you're getting that little bit of loading through your shoulders, you're getting some core,
Yeah.
you're getting a hammy stretch. Yeah, if you think about what you need to be able to do in the sport,
Yeah.
you want that to be somewhat specific. So if that means you do a little bit of muscle activation and then you jump on the court and you do 3 or 4 laps of the court just at like a comfortable pace with a little bit of increasing speed, a little bit of change of direction, you spend like 5 minutes doing that,
Yeah.
and then you start your ball skills. Like it doesn't need to be
Yeah.
this really extensive
Yeah.
thing. Obviously that's more social, like if you know.
I definitely feel the difference from warming up
Oh
properly
yeah.
to
Otherwise it takes like half the game to like
Yeah.
actually warm up, and then you're like,
and you
ah.
lose the first set. And
You
you're
lose-
like, why
yeah.
did I lose it?
Yeah.
First set was a warm up.
Yeah, it was a warm up, and you're like, yeah,
Probably
exactly.
should have done things beforehand.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess the other thing is like, I think we touched on this briefly before, but like before a tournament, like leading up to a tournament, talk about maybe deloading yourself and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like deloading your or training and work and strength and conditioning and all that as well.
Yeah.
And that's pretty important, I think, too, because obviously going, and that's all we'd always do that on a Friday. So we had a game on a game on a Saturday. We'd always take Friday quite light in training and things like that.
Yeah, it's the same as like you don't want to go to the gym and hit your PBs like 2 days before you bloody go play in a tournament. Like,
well, generally also in doing that, you do have a deload week before you go for
a PB.
A PB.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is like, you don't just keep...
Like marathon runners, most of the time people who are training for a marathon, unless they're like an elite runner or like, but when people are training for their first ever marathon, you actually don't run the full distance of a marathon until you're in the marathon.
Yeah.
Like you'll hit your, 30, 35, 36k mark or whatever, but you won't hit the 42.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go into that fatigued.
Yeah.
Like it's
I had a client this part. Was it the Gold Coast Marathon or
They
something?
just said the Gold Coast Marathon,
There was like 3 different races.
Yeah.
He did all 3.
Like he did the 10, the 21 and the...
all 3. It was so
He would have died.
I think he said like his hammies or his calves, like he couldn't walk, and he was like he was quite like worried. And I was like, mate,
probably himself like rhabdo or something. Like
Yeah.
fucking.
He's like, I was coming good in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah.
Was that his like first marathon?
No,
Okay.
he's a runner.
Okay.
Like, the fact that
That's
he
better,
did
but like still
3
not good.
days of it.
Yeah, we've got like the ultra runners and that sort of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Have you seen-
I'd love to have B on the show. Actually,
I was actually thinking that would be really cool
That's
to
what I was just thinking,
be. I'm coming for you.
Yeah. Whatever you do.
Have you seen like the Ned Brockman thing on
Yeah.
Netty, like on Netflix?
No,
his,
I
like,
haven't seen
show?
the Netflix show. No.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
I'd
cool.
love to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he broke his
We
foot
should have him on
recently.
the show.
Ned Brockman, come onto our potty.
A little buddy, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
great.
fucking unreal.
Awesome.
Would die.
Yeah.
Would actually
Anyone
die.
knows Ned.
Yeah, just send him this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
insane.
find endurance athletes crazy.
They're like a whole nother level of like,
So much respect.
yeah, it's actually like insane what they can do.
It's like so mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane that I used to run a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I ran like a half marathon. I haven't officially run a half marathon, but like I've run the distance of half marathons.
The idea of doing a marathon is just like, why? I've only ever done 5Ks and that's been my max.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
there was
happy
like,
doing that.
I was like training for a marathon, probably like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
like right after basically a year on from my ankle injury. There was like, I basically got myself to doing like, I think I was like doing like my short runs was like a 10k run, like because I was just like, oh yeah, like I'll just go for a 10k run, and then aside from that, I was pretty much doing like 16, 18 or 21k runs, and I'll do like a 10k and then have a break and then go for like an 18k and then have like a day break and then go for like a 21 and then my short run would be like a 10k and then that was like my recovery run was like 10ks. And I was like,
I'd love to be able to be a runner though. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty cheap. You know?
it's I don't know. I reckon you can spend some money on it.
On shoes and things.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Like I
okay.
reckon for the good few months that I was like seriously into running, I fucking spent so much money on shoes because you have to replace your shoes every like I can't remember the couple hundred Ks, and so if you're
Right.
running like if you're running like say 100 Ks a week, it's only if several weeks. Most people I don't think would run 100 Ks a
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
but if you're running say 100 Ks over 2 weeks, that's like every like
Month or two.
8 weeks you're like having to replace shoes, which is like pretty crazy. Yeah.
It is pretty
And like shoes are expensive. Like if you're getting like a decent pair of shoes, depending on what like your foot is and that sort of stuff, but you generally spend like a good couple $100 on shoes.
I feel like I should update my volleyball shoes.
How old are they?
2 years old. To be fair, I bought them. Actually, no, they're not 2 years. They're probably a year old now.
I shouldn't judge. So I bought these shoes. These were my new running shoes to replace my previous pair of running shoes that were
Falling apart.
They were like, my toe was out the end.
so
They were 7
expensive.
years old, and I was like, every time I'd like run my 10Ks, I'd be like, my feet are killing me.
Yeah.
I know it's because of my shoes, but I don't want to have to pay $400 for a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And then I did, and it really helped. And I didn't get feet anymore. Feet. I didn't get I didn't get feet anymore. Foot pain.
Foot pain.
I stopped getting foot pain.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's
damn it.
crazy. Yeah.
Just bloody insane.
What shoes can do. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Good shoes can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that we've gone on a little bit of a tangent
We
for
have
running.
a little bit of a tangent, but we didn't answer Wardy's question, but so that's fine.
We did
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
I feel like that's everything we need to say.
Yeah. If you have any, like, I would really love to know what some people's warm-ups are. More for, like, a normal population.
Yeah.
I would love to know what, like, normal population.
I think they
social
don't.
league,
I think they
adult people-
don't
Yeah.
most of the
true.
time. Or like a quick pepper.
I have had some good people. Some people
That's good.
be good and do it.
That's good.
Like, I'm sure Jules does.
Jules and Pato, I think, are generally pretty good, but I will say that's because I wrote them a program and I
Fair.
make them do it.
Fair.
I don't make them, but like they know they have to answer to me.
You know
and
what?
they'll see me at
Timmy's
things.
really good.
Timmy has so many injuries, he has to be
Yeah,
good.
He has to be good.
I was like, I don't think he can walk
Yeah.
until he's done
I think
that.
As you get older, you value warming up probably actually.
Yeah, I think once you've had injuries and like you struggle to
Yeah.
exist,
You value.
you're
it
like,
a bit more.
I'm gonna warm up because
Yeah.
I physically have to.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
we should get Timmy on the show as well.
We should get Timmy on the show.
He'd be
we
sick.
need people on the show. I feel.
Give us a bit of.
We need to start doing actual interview people
Yeah.
on the show. We'll do it.
I mean,
We're
we
gonna-
did like last episode.
We did.
We're not on the
actually.
show.
I've also had Emily on the show as well.
We've had a few.
We've had a couple. We need more.
We need more.
We need more.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay posted.
Yeah. All right. Stay posted, guys.
Bye.
Bye.